Hello, hello. It is time for Template Thursday, and we are in our annual catalog on page 22. At the bottom here, there is a little inspiration of samples to spark our creativity. And so there are 22 card sketches here, and we have so far done sketches 1 through 10. So if you missed those, you can go back into our Template Thursday playlist on my YouTube or find it on my blog. And today we're going to be working on template number 11 here. So, hey Leanne, I am loving having these as patterns and giving you guys the measurements so that you can make them too. I save my templates once I've created them into my card keeper box. That's one of the current kits. And I love that card keeper box for all of these templates because whenever I need inspiration, I can just pull one out and I am ready to create. So let's get started with today's template. Here are the pieces that we will need. So we need a card base. I have just a thick basic white. We're gonna need a layer number 1 piece of basic white here. 2 pieces of DSP, and those are, I'm going to give you all these measurements here in a second. And then we're going to need 2 more smaller pieces of DSP, and then you're going to need some type of banner or shape. And then here are the measurements. So I will pause here and let you take a screenshot once I get this there. Hey Cheryl! Okay, so we've got our basic white card base that I've already scored and folded for us. We've got our layer number 1 here, and that is 3 by 4 3/4. And this is actually not going to show. It's what we're going to glue our smaller pieces to. And then we need these 2 pieces here that are 1.5 by 3.5. And then we need 2 more pieces, these ones here, that are 1.5 by 1 5/8. And then we need any kind of banner or shape. So I will give you some options as we create this. So let's get started. Take your screenshots if you haven't already and need these measurements. I will always post them as well, but just in case, you can grab your screenshot here. All right, so we're gonna put our card base to the side for a second, and we're gonna use this layer piece first. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our, this is how it's gonna look. We're gonna have our 2 bigger pieces here, and then we're gonna have our 2 smaller pieces just like so. So we're gonna put them on there just like that. So what I like to do is kind of figure it out how I want it, and then I kind of smush them to the side. And then we're just going to add our liquid adhesive to our first piece here. And we're just gonna line that up and stick it down. And then you could go to the right, but I like to line up this bottom one and then line them up on the right. So we're just gonna add glue to all these pieces, and we wanna make sure that they don't overlap. And you'll notice that this piece that we're layering on is a tiny bit smaller than these pieces, and that's on purpose because we don't want to have any white overhang showing. So we're just going to line that up. And then our last piece here, we're going to add our adhesive. And these could be all the same, they could be different. You get to choose. Okay, so we've got that. That's on our layer piece, and you'll notice there's a bit of an overhang. Hey, Lizzie. And that, like I said, is on purpose so that we don't have any of this layer piece showing through, right? And then we're going to bring in our card base, and for this piece, you could glue it down with our liquid adhesive. You could pop it up with dimensionals. Either way, today we're just going to add some liquid adhesive. And we'll just kind of center this on our card front here. then we're gonna take any banner or shape. So we could use this one. We can stick it right there just like that. So that would be like a banner. We could use a more traditional banner, like so. We could use a longer banner, like so, or we could use a different shape, like a circle. So any kind of piece would work for this next one. So I'm gonna just use this traditional banner here. We're just gonna add our liquid glue. You could also pop this one up if you wanted to. And we're just putting this kind of on that line of where those two pieces are. So I'm just gonna kind of center that and pop that down. So there is our pattern for today's template number 11. And I forgot to share with you, but the paper that I'm using today is from our Country Woods Designer Series paper. So it's this beautiful wood green paper in all the different colors. One of my favorites. I love this pool party wood green look. So that is our template. And so now what I will do with this is I will take my sticky note with my measurements, and so you guys can do the same, or you can just write them right in your card, and I will just keep that inside just like so, and I'll put this in my pattern box ready to go when I need some inspiration. So as always, I love to show you a made-up card with our pattern. And so using the same paper I did this card, you can see I used a different banner, stamped my sentiment there, and just added a few embellishments, and that would create our card. So let me pop this in the middle here, show you those two cards. You haven't? Oh, Lizzie says she hasn't used this paper yet. Well, you gotta pull it out, girl. It is one of my favorite papers. I think it goes with almost everything, right? Like it's so versatile. All right, well, take your screenshot if you want to see the finished card, the template, and the measurements. And I will see you guys soon for the next video. And if you missed any, you can find them, like I said, on my blog at stampinqueenbee.com, or you can find them on my YouTube playlist. Have a great week, you guys. Talk to you soon.